Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Hitman Freelancer, where we're keeping things simple with the Common Sense Challenge. No rare, legendary or epic weapons for us, just common and no rarity. Nice and easy. 3 levels left, we'll just go bish bash bosh and it'll be another challenge in the books. I believe I was saving New York for a showdown, just because it's got high target bodies. And the last time we had that on New York, didn't go so well. We've also got Hawke's Bay, which isn't going to go well. Suit only, so it's hostile, pretty much. Eliminate guards SMG. There's no common silenced SMGs. It's not going to be good. Not going to be good at all, and we are going to have to suffer it right now because I was saving it until we got open safe explosive, which we now have. So, could bring a crowbar. There's not a lot in the way of locked doors, but we'll bring a crowbar just in case. That's probably all we need in the way of gear, aside from a pistol. We should probably select the actual map, don't you know? So we'll bring our one silenced pistol that we're allowed, and we will bring one of the SMGs that we're allowed. It's suit only, so we don't necessarily need to have a particular type. We can have a big or a small. But if we bought a small, then we could pick up one of the guards' weapons in the level as well and have extra weaponry at our disposal. We could also bring our own extra weaponry, but do we want to? Is the question. Is it going to help us out if we bring along a shotgun or a sniper or an assault rifle, compared to just grabbing one in the level? No, I think we'll travel fairly light. And let's go and get this Hawke's Bay nightmare over with. We're just starting on the beach, full view of everyone. Guards everywhere. Targets all in the house, safe in the house. We can kill the targets any way we like, at least. Just need to distract one of them. We'll probably use a bullet for that, because we're going to be using bullets for everything else around here. You didn't see shit, son. He did. He saw shit. No, there's one over there. And there's one there. How do we ice these guards when there's so many of them just scattered about?
What?
Do we ice these guards while there's so many of them scattered about, or do we just get into the mansion? Mansion? House, I suppose, is the word. I've got a habit of referring to everything as a mansion. So there's one of our targets in a room with a couple of other dudes, because the safe's also in there. Yeah, maybe we could get to an upper floor and then we could get a choke point. The stairway leading onto the roof, maybe? It's so hard to think about where we might want to go. Ooh, piss. That didn't go well. There's no tango. You're all imagining it.
You and I are gonna have a little chat about this when we get back. Till then, I need you to be the badass I thought I was fighting with. Understand?
Okay, that guy is getting too close. Did we just get away with that?
Nothing. Standing by.
Shoop, 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 shoop. I think we got away with that.
Is anyone here? Give yourself up or get ready to face the music.
But goddamn, those shots were bad. That was not how we start this level if we want to keep it on the down low.
Command of... He's over there!
It's not over there.
Got a man down!
Why would he be over there?
I can't see him! I can't see him! Anyone got him?
Okay.
Damn it, where is he?
Victim number 4.
Some kind of ghost.
That's you out of the way. We're hunted, for sure. But maybe that's fine. There's a couple of them up on that balcony where we killed that lad, but that doesn't mean we can't go in that way down the line. It just means it's a bit hot right now. How many guards we got over here? Is it just one? Who saw us? Was it you? Might have been you. That's fine. We're over here now. I'm just wondering if that guard is a good target for the SMGs to begin. Oh, he's got a friend. That's cool. Now, you had a submachine gun, so that's our ammo replenished. It's a bit out of the mission area here, so I would like to move in a bit just so it stops blurring so much. And that is 2 of our SMGs out of the way. Can you see us? I don't think they can. But we botched those shots royally. Is this the lad who saw us from on the roof originally, just running past there? Maybe. Can't really afford to waste all this pistol ammo, probably.
Come on, you copy? We've got trouble. Some freak's acting up.
But maybe it's okay to waste a bit. Because we do need to eliminate most of these guys. If we can one-shot them, that's great. It's just tricky a lot of the time because they are small. Oh, nice. That guy did a stun. But someone says combat, so maybe someone noticed and knows where we are.
Hey,
Hence combat rather than hunted. I don't feel very combat right now. I feel hunted more than anything.
hey, get ready. I lost him. Did anyone see him?
The targets are all still chill, so that's good. No one else is. It's risky choosing when to take your shots because there's constantly more folks running down from upstairs.
He's gone. He's gone. Man, nothing in my
Cool.
position. Over.
Good. That worked. Now, what about you?
Get the package. Go.
Took a few shots, but we got him. So who's got pistols on this mission? Is it just like bodyguards or something? No, that guy's got a pistol. Good. So we've replenished our ammo quite well. I think a package has been got to safety somewhere.
Come out, wherever you are.
That guy's far too cocky
Don't
for his
make
own
this
good.
worse than necessary.
Here we go. Oh, we've eliminated a syndicate member. Was that guy? Maybe. Yeah, it must have been. There's still 2 more upstairs. One of them is guarding that. You got distracted by that. Come on then.
Hey, command. I got a lifeless body.
Okay, that time he might have been put on alert by that action, so he might come down to see what's going on. A couple of shots and the guards generally know where the bullet came from. Or is it 3 shots? I'm not sure. He might just be moving because he's escorting the package once again. Do we take him out now? We haven't distracted a target yet. We've still got one that does need distracting. But I would like to take out people where we can. So we're going to need to distract target number 3. We still need to SMG someone. Yeah, there we go. There's a whole bunch of guards. They're all on alert once again. Did they see that guy go down?
Area clear. Proceeding to next sector. Oh my god!
I'm getting away with this. Mostly. Hit and move. This is the way. Yeah. Also use a lot of instinct because they're hard to see in the bushes.
Nothing at my position.
Search the area. We need to find the perp. Oh.
So there's a whole bunch of folks over there looking around now. Third target is not a guard, so he's not going to find his way over here. Hopefully. I'm going to come back this way in case one of those guards had a pistol for me. I'm not sure exactly how much ammo a guard will give you if you pick up their pistol, but I would like to replenish right now if I can. It might be wasteful to some extent. That's an assault rifle. That's new. Do we keep it? Why not? Yeah, it might be the case that a guard's gun gives you like 50 ammo or something. And because we haven't spent 50 ammo, it could be a bit wasteful to grab one right now. But I'd rather have a full pile of ammo. Now, what can you do for me? Syringes.
Come back
Good.
anytime.
Oh, hello. Do you want some? I think he wants some. Right, that's my last SMG. We might now be at the point where I can fire loud guns without causing too much bother just because half the level's dead. But where possible, I'd like to keep it quiet.
Central. The beach looks alright. Pretty nice down here, actually.
Yeah, it's lovely. Perp isn't here. I should have bought an explosive along, shouldn't I? That helps when you're trying to open a safe with an explosive. What a dolt. Is there a propane anywhere on this level? I hope so. Otherwise I'm kind of buggered. Unless there's like... Oh no, I was going to say unless there's a grenade in the safe room upstairs. But they wouldn't be common, would they? There might also be crates. Crates could have explosives and or propanes. Now I want that guy out. Because he's an upper floorman and I want the upper floor folks out of the way.
Ah, he's gone! Sneaky bastard is gone!
Who's that? They sound close. Oh, is it you? Finally, an accurate shot. Now, where are you going? Don't really matter. So we've got a crate here that we could potentially rob. It does not contain an explosive. No, who are you?
no.
You're just a guy.
Are you hurt?
You've spotted something? What have you spotted?
Come on!
Yep. You need to go down. Could be risky, dealing with this lad right now. Oh, I've grabbed the wrong one. Okay. That's the unconscious one. Yeah, I'll pop this guy in a bin. Hopefully no one wanders through to see what's happening. It looks like everyone might have calmed down a bit, which is odd, given us half the place is a corpse. So there's a camera inside. That is good enough to explode a safe. So maybe we go around and try and do that if we can. Or maybe we go through the building. There is a camera that we'd need to deal with. But that should be okay. We've also got only a crowbar. We could get the house key. There we go. That's the pool entrance key. So does that allow us anywhere else, or is it just for that one door? I don't think it matters if we crowbar this door, but it'd be nice not to have to worry about it. Okay, we are going to have to worry about it. But it's fine. It's just a case of where is the camera. It certainly seems to be shining down here, but maybe it is an upper floor camera and it doesn't actually have this area covered at all. So how best to proceed? Yeah, it must be an upper floor camera that's just shining down. So we could come this way, and in here we have a politician who we don't want to harm, if at all possible. Unless you count punching in the face as harm. We have a guard that we have no such scruples about. She'll probably notice that guard in a moment. So maybe going around the side of the house is the better option. If she's going to be working on her speech in that main room. But then this side of the house is a bit tricky, don't you know? Because that's where most of the rest of the guards are hanging out now. I suppose she doesn't seem to have noticed the guard yet, which means we should be able to pop in. Oh, that's the camera that's probably shining its green lines into the room below. Yeah, if she's not noticed that body yet, then it must be pretty chill in that main room. Which means we could probably bonk her with a fire extinguisher and stash her somewhere without anyone really noticing. Someone's going upstairs though with a question mark on their head. And these folks are coming in and out, and around and about.
What the hell?
Ah, there we go.
You
Someone
alright?
spotted the bod.
Dead.
And there's another camera too.
I don't believe it.
So she's on the move. In which direction is she going to go? Is she going to go outside? Or is she going upstairs to a safe room? Yeah, she's going over there to have a bit of a panic. She has got precisely no one to help her out because they're all unconscious or dead. So that's cool. Let's her out the picture. Maybe the bodyguards and the guards in general haven't been coming back over this way because it doesn't take long to clean up on Hawke's Bay because there's no body parking areas, it seems. So they just bag people where they stand and then go about their business. So it doesn't actually take long to clean up following a massacre, which bodes well for us. So there was a guard in there. Is he wandering away before we can do much about it? Yeah, maybe. Well, there's also that guy. There's a lot of people, in fact. Excellent. I thought that might distract our man in the room, so that's good. Pissed. And there's our man down. He was distracted, he served his purpose. Now it's just a case of getting over there with the fire extinguisher. Which I've left where exactly? This is why you don't leave fire extinguishers in bushes. It's probably near where our politician friend went down. No? Also someone spotted us. Oh, okay, it's the other politician. The real one. Oh, there's propane. Good. We don't actually need to search for our fire extinguisher after all.
Oh! Now take a deep breath and do exactly as I say. Are we clear?
I understand.
Yeah, safe zone is hot. Where are you taking it?
Okay, we're moving again.
All the safe zones are full of corpses. Which is not good. It's not what you want from a safe zone. But maybe now's a good time to do our thing. Okay, now they're back in that room. So maybe now's actually a good time to take out that guard. Which will somewhat panic her. How panicked is she? Panics enough not to move anymore, it seems. Grab the car key. We will shut the window. Can we shut this window as well without anyone noticing? Yes, good. Yuki will come and stand in our way because he's the worst cat. And then we will get our prestige. And now we'll just flee into the bushes. Fire the pool. This is fine. This side of the map's clear. I'm surprised we just didn't have to massacre the entire map, but the whole beach side is just chilling. And assuming we can get to that car in one piece, we're going to complete a perfect run on a very difficult sounding Hawke's Bay, despite my awful shooting at times. Yeah, job done. So that's the map I was worried about. Out of the way. Now it's Mumbai. What are we doing on Mumbai? Time trial. So, let's have a look. We've got 4 targets, yeah. So we've got 8 minutes to get around the map, poison a target. We can't get spotted. We can't do rare melee, because that's against the rules of the challenge to use a rare melee weapon. Poison, though. We've got syringes. May as well use lethal. We may as well bring a lethal vial, because there's nothing stopping us. And then we will grab our silenced pistol that served us so well. So 8 minutes to get around. We don't need to worry about suits only. We can use whatever sort of gear we wish. We'll have a look upstairs for a coin perhaps before we leave. So it's just sort of a case of plan route. Don't get spotted. Could be tricky. Could cause bother. Seashell? No. It's a coin we're after today. And whether or not we find the coin, we will... Oh, wait a minute. Actually, yeah, I'm going to create a remote explosive as well. Because it can just be nice in time trials to just be able to drop an explosive and scuttle away. So there's our coin. We'll make a big boom. And then I'll see you in Mumbai. Here we are. What's the plan? A target right up near the top. Oh, no, not quite at the top, but fairly high up. Is that the artist? It might be the artist. So we've got a target anyway in Rangan's tower. Who else have we got hanging around? We've got probably a crow on the crow rooftop. We've got possibly a train guard on the Yellow Skywalk. And then we've got an individual down here in the tailor shop. Maybe the tailor themselves. So maybe an artist, tailor, crow, train guard. So step 1, I think, should be artist, because we're right by them. So we didn't get spotted. That's you. You still haven't spotted us. Stop trying to as well. You wretch. Now, there's an outfit. We can get around. The artist might be a good target to poison. Oops, enforcer. Yeah, they sort of chill out in their room. So there might be one other guard in there, but that's fine. We can live with that. This should be the right floor, I think. Then we can go out the window. And it is indeed the artist.
I mean, how long can it take to smudge out a few
We are going to have to listen to this conversation though if we're not careful.
blues and reds?
I'm creating art here.
So maybe it's best to
70%
just
of the
shoot.
work is pixel
No,
art.
but wait.
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure. I might just be allowed in this room in local security. But I'm concerned that I'm not, which is why I'm waiting for them to finish. Okay, it turns out we are allowed in here. So that's good.
Some way out of this mess. Maybe if I...
Get poisoned, son. What a terrible accident. Now, down we go. Whee. So, who's next on the agenda? That's 2 of our minutes gone. The crow target isn't far away. Maybe we could snipe them. Maybe. But probably not. Are they at ground level? Maybe they're not a crow after all. No. I'm not allowed in there, am I? Nope. Okay. Panicking about what to do.
rude little fuck, aren't you?
What? Are you going to go back in or not? Doesn't seem to want to go back in. And the door is still locked. But now we're a crow. So we got away with that. That guy's enforcer though. But there's our target up top.
No way.
So that's cool. That's 2 down. Which is the quickest way through the slums to get to the next one. Possibly just jump down. I hate navigating the slums at high speed. But we're looking alright. Oh. Or we were.
Hey,
But there's an enforcer. Can we climb up there? No. We can pick up a fish. So it wasn't a completely wasted journey. Can we climb up here? Yes. Now we might be allowed in the tailor shop in general. But maybe we want to be up top and drop into it? Can we get there from here? No. Panic, panic, panic.
Vanya Shah will hear of this. Mark my words.
So there's our man. Can we drop into his shop?
To try to convince the workers.
Because we're allowed up here because we're a crow. So that's promising.
Claim that the tailor wasn't just in a... You didn't just go inside and look. Only the royal guard could do such.
Okay, now we're no longer
Shah will send
allowed.
someone with more hands-on experience than you. He's the only tailor in town that can make that damn dress.
That's what happens when
Who have we got?
the others, I guess.
Someone who's not our target.
He refused to come down.
Right. Yeah.
Seems like a
Bonk.
It's a big opportunity for him. Sure, Vanya Shah is a little scary.
Now we're allowed in here.
but
I'm sure he has reason.
So. Oh, you're both a bit sus though. So maybe it's best to lure one of you up, knock you out. Looks like we got the other guy who's not our target. Hopefully he can't see me here. Fairly sure he can't see me here. Down he goes, and then our target isn't paying enough attention to us. Down he goes. That just leaves one more, who we might be able to reach. But we might not. We might have to go down this skywalk and then back up another one. Let's see. Yeah, they're a little ways away. Not sure if we're allowed in the laundry as a tailor. We've got 50 seconds though. We've got ample time to get the job done, I think.
You need clearance to pass. You don't have it, buddy, so go away.
Oh, shit. Okay. Now, that causes issues. Solved issues.
That is true. Just a question of time.
Solve some more issues. Down we go. Doop 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 doop. Not the quickest escape route, but I think we're fine. So, that's as close to a perfect run as we can get on
Maybe he's a
Mumbai.
traveling salesman or
Used every last minute of the time trial,
I'm sure.
but we got things done.
something. Hey, where are we heading?
And we can afford to leave as well. All of which brings us to our showdown, and hopefully we're going to see time trial on the board. That's not too bad. We can neutralise an assassin, I think. The only trouble we face is that we've got no combat. We've only got high target bodies though. So it's not that difficult to neutralise an assassin, because they will always come first if we throw a distraction. Is our target up to? They're a sweet tooth bookworm. But yeah, we probably weren't going to do an oil or water canister trap anyway, with the other prestige option, because we've got to hide the body. So bring in pistol, crowbar. Because we're hiding the body, we probably don't want to caplode anyone. We're probably not electrocuting anyone. We could potentially drown someone. Nah, sweet tooth bookworm, wasn't it? Yeah, so they're not eating or drinking anything. Maybe we bring our sedative poison vial as well, because there's no reason why we can't gas everyone in the camera room, and we do need to destroy the surveillance recorder anyway. So I think we're good to go. We're looking for no hair, with a hat, earrings and necklace. No glasses, no tattoo. Here we are, reading the newspaper.
Have we talked to everyone?
No, I think I saw him go into the bathroom.
There's a lookout nearby.
Been there for
There's another lookout nearby. That's kind of awkward. We've made it past them. You've got grey hair, so you're off the list already. You've got no hat. That lookout's being a right pain in the bumhole. So yeah, you've got no hat.
Wow, you look sharp today, sir.
You fit the bill, I think.
Good for you.
Yeah, you've got earrings. And you're an assassin, that's for sure. But we don't have an outfit yet, otherwise we could have followed you in there. But that's okay. We'll just go and do some of the regular. Okay, you're a drinker, so it's not you. But we might want your assassin down the line. But first we want the usual. The bodyguard outfit,
Hey, maintenance, have a look at the deposit
the
box.
security key card, all of that jazz.
Yeah, Fred bought someone down there himself.
Hopefully you don't run into a lookout or anything on our way to doing the usual jazz. Oh. There's our target, probably. He's a bald hat wearer, eating a chocky bar. I'm tempted to just try and get him now if we can. And we failed. Okay. That's fine. I think he's on his way to a meeting of some sort. So this guy can have his customary beating. He can pop in a box. And there we go. We're now ready for everything that this level could throw at us. With the possible exception of lookouts in awkward places. So we'll do what we want to do down here. We will use our sedative vial. And we'll knock out some guards. And that will allow us to pop on in and deal with things. May as well grab the key while we're here. It's not terribly useful because robbing the safe isn't really an option. At least it's not something we want to do because it could set off a lookout. So here comes our man again. Our alleged man, whom we could potentially have chucked in there. Because we've got a key. He's coming back in. What's he going to do? Okay, IT guy also heard that.
Okay.
So IT guy's going to check that out. That's no help. There's also this room, but this room doesn't have a cupboard. I thought it did. What if we throw something on this side of this door? Do they both still hear it?
Oh, come on. Can you just go see what it was?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Now, what about over here? There are 2 storage spots over here. So if that is our man, we just knock out these 2, chuck them in cupboards and things, and then we lure our man out here, and we deal with him. He's reading a book. That's a very prime suspect thing to do. So he is our man. Can we lure you guys with a throw? Good. We could lure with the photocopier, of course.
I'll take a look.
But I'd rather lure with the throw.
Speechless.
Get in the box. Now, our man is kind of coming back this way. But not fully. I just don't want him to be coming back this way whilst we're knocking out that woman. No, he's chilling again.
Why is that happening?
Cool. So that's an area cleared where we can hide the body. That's a classic coin. That's handy. Our man just seems to be sort of chilling out in here. Eating another chocolate bar, I think. Yep. When he comes out, he'll be the only one who's around. Is he the only one who would hear a coin there? He wouldn't hear a coin there. Okay. I need to separate him from those IT guys so I can do stuff to him. But he just doesn't want to leave that room. What if we were to just put a coin on the floor here? Oh no. Now he's leaving the room. He's going for a meeting of some sort. But he's the only one who heard that coin.
That noise.
I managed to get that off in time. And those
God,
guards.
not again. I
Oh,
am
well.
so tired of this.
What if we wait for him to turn around?
Damn.
He's now going to come over to that. Nobody
I heard
upstairs is still doing anything. Yep, you go over to that coin. Down you go. He drops an intercepted package. Let's just double check that we are after a handover, man. Because I kind of forgot to check that part. Yeah, good. Wonderful. That was our man, and he's hidden. Now we just got to take out an assassin with no combat. So how are we going to do that? We know where one of the targets, one of the potential targets was, who's got an assassin. So we could always go towards them. Lookouts are nearby, but lookouts aren't a huge issue. We just don't want to spook anyone because we don't want potential targets to leave the level. So, Hat Woman was around about here, and she has an assassin. If she wants to walk through here again, that would be great, because she did have a bottle of water out here that she wanted to swig, didn't she? Might not even need to do much work to separate her from her assassin. Although with the other guy going upstairs, we could potentially make life easier by luring in that cop. Yeah, no one's going to be in this room for the next few moments. So that gives us enough time to cover this lad. Right, assassin nearby. There she is. So there's the assassin. Entirely unnecessary to take out an assassin at this point, because we've basically finished the challenge if we leave, but you know what I'm like. We can't just plink him in the head because no combat would go. And we don't want that. Glad we got the key for all the doors.
Yes.
always welcome. That's why downstairs bodyguard suit guy is the best guy to take out if you want to get around New York with no problems. Now, she's probably going to come over and have a drink at some point. Here she comes. Here comes her assassin as well. Is she coming into this room, or is she just going for a beverage? Yep, she's going for a bevy. Assassin's probably the one who'll hear this. Maybe lots of people heard it. But yeah, Assassin's the one who's come to look at it. And if she doesn't walk this way very quickly, we can even cupboard the guy. Wonderful. And we can scoop up his gun. And all is well. We are on for another perfect run. We just want to probably pop down and grab the truck key and go out that way, I think. It's been a relatively uneventful day for the guys in the security room. No alarms going off or any of that nonsense, just 3 sleeping men. And on our second attempt, it looks as though we are, in fact, completing the common sense challenge. Wonderful. That was trickier than I thought. I thought the main issue was going to be unsilenced guns, or the lack of a quiet lockpick. But it turns out prestige objectives was the tricky bit, because we just couldn't do most of them, so we were limited to time trial on quite a few occasions. But we got everything done in the end. Loud guns was the end of us on one occasion, but yeah, that's fine. It's par for the course. Sometimes arms trafficking was just a mistake. I shouldn't have taken it on. But now, it's time to say goodbye to all of our guns, loud or otherwise. And all of our money. I've already opened the crate over there, so we're not going to be starting the next challenge with an extra 30,000 mercers in the back pocket and a free legendary weapon. But the legendary weapon wouldn't get used anyway, because we're going in empty-handed on our next challenge as we revisit the Bare Knuckle Boxer. So until next week, where that begins, thanks for watching, friends. I'll see you soon.